Hello, fellow ink drinkers, and welcome back to the Blind Girls Book Talk podcast. My name is Aria.
And I'm Belle.
And we are two legally blind sisters who love reading and love books. And so what we've done is we've created this show in order to talk about that. We talk about a wide variety of bookish content, and that can range from bad retellings of stories, book to movie adaptation comparisons, buddy reads, recent reads, bookish challenges. Really, the list does go on and on. And today what we're doing is we're actually starting a new type of episode, and we're going to see how this goes. And so what we're starting is something that's called Belle Recommends. So essentially Belle is going to recommend to me certain books that she thinks that I should try, that I would like, something that I should give a chance to. And then we're then going to talk about my thoughts on the book, what I like, what I didn't like, that kind of thing, and see if it's an actual like thumbs up from me, like I would approve of Belle's recommendation, or if I think that Belle is on another planet and not understanding why Belle would recommend such things to me.
I mean, normally I am on another planet, to be fair.
This is true. This is true.
I'm just not, I'm on a normal planet, just not the planet you're on.
This is true. I think I'm more on another planet and like...
Oh, sweetie, yeah, you are.
You can kind of orbit around there, but you never actually...
I never touch down.
You never set foot on that planet.
I will go in the general vicinity, but I'm never dragged into orbit.
True. Accurate. Yeah. So that being said, today, the book that I have read that we are going to talk about is the first book in the Storm in Silence series, which I believe is just called Storm in Silence, and it is by Robert Thier.
Yes.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've read this book. It's not a long while, but like it feels like it's been forever since I've read this book. But I remember talking to Belle a lot about kind of what was going on through this book and that kind of thing. And like that's kind of... I think the one downside about these types of episodes is that any time that I feel slightly uncomfortable about something, I go to Belle and I'm like, hey, Belle, how does this get any better? Does this, like, is this okay? And she like, sometimes she'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Like, just keep going. And other times she's like, I'm not telling you a single thing. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a mixed bag of that kind of thing. But I know there were a lot of times where I was just like, what?
Well, you had a lot of questions with some things.
Yeah.
And I will point out, I reread this book with Aria.
Yes.
It was like one of my few rereads of the year.
Yes.
So like I decided I'd read it with her. So, you know, we could kind of be at the same pace. I forgot how long the first book is.
Yeah, the first book is really long.
It is a beast of a book.
It is.
It's good, but like compared to the overall series, it's not the best book.
Yeah, I mean, like, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. But like from other things that you've been telling me, like there wasn't a lot of like kind of what I would expect from what you tell me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The first, like I said to Aria, the first book sets up just so much character building. So the other books go by so quickly. Mm-hmm. It makes those books flow. So like the first one is a beast and a half because you kind of you have to get through like understanding the characters, like the backgrounds. You got to deal with the side characters, which, like I said, the whole big side story with Ella and Edmund. Yeah, that takes forever and a day, and you just kind of got to deal with it. But like you get the whole Ambrose and his enemy and the war going, like their inner war going on.
Yeah. So that being said, we are probably going to get into spoiler territory now. So if you want to jump off, you can, because I kind of just want to talk about some of the things that I remember talking to you about. So the first thing is that I know the thing in book one, I think that the one thing that bothered me is how Lily was very much like, I hate men, like the whole time. And like, I get it, but at the same time, like, I feel like there's a line like to where it's like fine to like when it's too much. And I feel like she's very close to the it's too much. Like if she's not there.
There are times where there's like redeeming, such as with Mr. Stone.
Which one was Mr. Stone again?
The secretary.
Yes.
Their relationship kind of fixes it. Karim.
Yes. Although I love Karim and how he just calls her, I think it's like an ifrit. Is that how you say it? And like that's just like her nickname like the whole time. And
she adopts it so much.
And their code name, like essentially like Ambrose and Karim's code name is Ifrit for her, which that's really fun. But like there are times though that it just gets to be a little bit too much. And like, I feel like there's a way to do that without it being too much, like to still get the same point across without it being annoying.
I think why it was so prevalent in the first book, because in the rest it lightens up a whole lot.
Yeah.
It goes to, I still don't like men, but I like Ambrose, but I don't want to get married.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we'll see. I know I feel like I'm like 80% of the way through the second book, but I didn't get to finish it before we filmed this episode. I was going to try to, and then I got distracted by a bunch of other stuff. So I haven't finished book 2 yet, but like book 2 is definitely a wild time. I definitely can see why you like this series from book 2.
Yeah, because I found this series on the first book on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. And I read it, and it took me the entire day of Saturday.
Yeah,
to read that book.
It's a long read. It took me a couple days to get through it.
It is a beast.
It is a beast. And like how you were saying about the whole like Edmund and Ella side plot, like, and trying to get like Ella away from her suitor, like, and that whole thing. And then Carter, is that his name, showing
Captain
up?
Carter, yeah.
I do like Captain Carter. I will admit.
He gets fun.
He's a fun character. I'm just like, I just want to be friends with you, dude. Like, I just want us to be friends.
He's a fun dude.
Because he's just a fun character. I do like Ambrose. As much as Ambrose, sometimes I'm just like, oh boy. But like, he's a fun character too. I especially like him in book 2.
Book 2, he's great. The book 3.
No. I'm still thinking of book 1 because book 1, I feel like where I think book 1 ends is not nowhere near where book 1 ends. It just ends with them. No, it ends with the ship.
It ends with he sets her off on a lifeboat.
It ends with the ship. So yeah, I thought that it would end when they get on the ship to go across. Like that's where I thought book 1 would end, not on the ship to go back home. Like that's so like for me, I feel like the book ends like 10 chapters before it actually ends. Like I feel like that would have been a much better, like I get it, but at the same time I feel like it makes more sense in my brain if it would have cut there and then continued on. Mm-hmm. But that's just me. My brain is weird. But yeah, I do like Ambrose, and I was very concerned. I'm still very concerned because I don't know why, but there are some times where I'm like, Ambrose is going to like somehow cheat on Lily. Like this is what's going to happen. Like I don't know why I have that vibe. You know what I mean?
Wait, did you get to that part in the second book?
So I cut off in the second book where they're at the bazaar and she meets Carter at the bazaar.
Oh, you haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I I have.
You have?
I know. Where she's not acting the way that he wants her to act.
So he pretends to cheat on her?
Yeah, so he pretends to cheat on her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but did you really? Like,
No, he really doesn't.
so like, I don't know. I have this weird vibe and I don't know why. And I do wish it would go away if it's not going to do that.
It really, yeah, no. I don't know why you have that vibe because like it never happens.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I just have like this sneaking suspicion. Like,
at least it hasn't happened in all of the books out on print. Let me say that.
Yeah, that I don't know. And I don't know. Well,
but let me put it this way, though. I highly doubt Ambrose would, because who the heck would deal with him? Who else could deal with that man?
I mean, this
like,
is true.
I can say that because I have a very similar personality.
This is true. Yeah, it's a lot. But I'm trying to think of what else I was talking to you about in this book. I think, the one thing I will say right now I am missing, and I get why it's not happening because, like, she's traveling and stuff, but I do miss Lily's friends. Like,
Oh, I don't.
oh, you don't?
I don't. They bug me so much.
I think it's just because I wish that, and maybe she will in a later book, but like I do wish she would just tell them what's going on.
No, she never does.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a time. Times are had in this series. I definitely see why you like it though. All things considered.
Yeah, it's a good series in my opinion. I have fun with it.
Yeah, I can definitely see why with some of like the random things that have happened. Although I will say I did like I do like their teamwork, like through like some of the stuff, like them infiltrating the cave or whatever, and them going to the bar where she gets drunk. Actually, Lily drunk scenes are hilarious.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They are absolutely hysterical. Like, honestly, I recommend reading it just for the drunk scenes.
Silence is Breaking, I think. It's the last one before Storm of the Bells. Oh my gosh. That one has her drunk again. Oh my gosh, it's great.
It's so funny because like she hallucinates, and like I don't know why hallucination when you're drunk. Like I feel like that's weird, but at the same time it's hysterical. And how she keeps trying to talk about stuff at Ambrose is just like, what?
Yeah, he's like does not understand.
He's like, excuse me, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Crazy lady.
I like parts of the second book, but
the second book, like the first book is a beast of the book. The second book is...
It's where it starts to pick up steam. The third book is where it really takes off.
Yeah, the second book it's rough. Like, there are certain things that I like about it, and I'll talk about kind of what I've read so far. So, I guess some spoilers, but we're just talking about this whole series, so, or the whole series that I've read so far. So, like, the thing about the second book is that I find it funny that like Carter's appearing and she's trying to keep like both like separate, but Ambrose is not having it. And I'm like, but what do you expect, my guy? Like what is she gonna do? And like, I know it's probably him trying to get her to quit, but like, that's a whole thing.
Story of Ambrose's life.
Trying to get Lily to quit and
Trying
Lily
to get
being
Lily
like,
to quit.
absolutely
Literally Storm
not.
of the Bells. The first part of the book is legit him trying to get her to quit in like all these weird ways.
And she's just like, absolutely not. And then I like how she finally got paid in the second book, and like how she went and like, she was like strong, independent. Like I liked that scene. I thought that like as weird as it was, I liked it. I mean, I like Carter in general. I like the scene with the little old lady in the hotel with my grandmother, and like she can't hear, and then like as the hotel is like disintegrating, and she's just like, wait a minute. She like sees the old lady and it's like, I had to save you. And Ambrose is like, why are we picking up an old lady? So that's fun. Okay, maybe this is why I get cheating vibes, is because honestly their romance is weird.
I want to say it.
You want to say it's not, but you can't. Like,
there's some weird things to it, but I can't fully judge it because I'm very much the same way.
I'm not judging it either. It's just like for someone who reads a lot of romances, this is definitely a different kind.
Yeah.
And like, it's just not something that I'm used to.
I think it's more so by that. It's because of just what your love style is.
Right.
Versus mine. So like, I don't really find it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's wrong or anything. I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm just not used to it. And so it's weird.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah. What else? What else have I been talking to you about in book 2? Oh, how with the girl that like is nursing Ambrose back to health at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Why? Although I love Lily just being super jealous.
Yeah, and then when he sees her, he's just like, oh no.
Well, no, he's like, he's a combination of, oh, finally you're here, I'm actually happy to see you, to, oh no, to, I just want to go.
Yeah.
Like
he's like, wait, this isn't real. Oh, thank God you're here. Oh no, you're here. I'm done.
Yeah, he has like a whole gambit until he finally settles on, you know what, I'm your boss. I will do these things.
Take me home.
Take me home. Like he runs a whole gambit. A whole big gambit. But yeah, so there's that. And see, like, the thing is that there's a lot of action in this book. Like, there is a lot of stuff just like going on like everywhere. Like bam, 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 all over the place. But for me, there is some times where I'm like, I need a second. Like, can we just give 1 second for me to breathe? Other than continuing to just keep, like, you need to keep going on, but at the same time, I'm just like, but can we stop the world for just a second? Because I just need to catch up. Like, and I don't know if like it's something in my brain or like what, but like I struggle a smidge. Not gonna lie.
It's probably your brain.
Yeah, because I'm just like, this is a lot.
Again, I feel like the third book is where things really take a turn for the up and up, especially because, you know, they're trapped. They're pretty much stuck in the jungle together. Yeah, and I do want to continue this series. I just think that I just have to be in the right mindset to continue on. Yeah. With this, because honestly, I don't know how much I have left of book 2. Like, I feel like I'm like through, but I'm probably only halfway through. Yeah, like, you're there. You're a little bit more than halfway. Because you haven't even got to where they start into the desert yet. Yeah, because I always feel like these books should end earlier than they do. And they don't. No. And they don't. So, like, I think that's the other thing, too, that it messes with me. Oh, in the first book, the onions. Oh, the onions. Yes. Oh my gosh. I loved that scene. You're right. I totally forgot. That was such a fun scene of her just being an actress. And I do like her being like, I should have been an actress. Like, I do like that. Like, it was a good scene. And I love how she dresses up as she is a girl. She dressed up as a guy. She's like, I need a dress. And they're like, why are you in a dress? And she's like, and Ambrose like makes up this lie and was just like, well, you see, he's the only one who can act like a girl. Like, it's all we have for this plan. One to a womanly figure or something like that. And then they're all just like, no, you know, you're definitely a man. We can tell, like, you can tell that there's something just a little wrong. It's like, oh my God. The levels. Like, so offended. The different levels that this goes on is just insane.
absolutely insane. But yeah, that was a really good scene. I really liked that. And then the ensuing chase afterwards.
Yeah, I love the whole, trust me, I can do this. And like, she comes, he's not here. How do you know?
I just know.
I just know.
Let's go.
Goes to the next one. He's not here. How do you know?
I'm not. And then I think it's, when is it? I think it's when the last one happens.
Yeah.
That when she actually finds him. He's like, okay, tell me right now, how do you know this? And she explains it had followed her through, but she then explains to him, and he's just like, son of a gun.
He's like, I guess I do need you.
I guess I do. Yeah. And that's why I think that might be the other thing that might start to get old for me, is how Ambrose is like, and you should quit, because it's just like, dude, my guy, she's helping you. Like,
Oh, just wait till she gets the gun.
How much does she have to do until you're just like, you know what?
But like, I can't really fault him.
I can't eat, like, again, this
he does do a lot of dangerous crap.
Again, this is another thing where I'm just like, I get it. And for him, there is not a way I don't think there is a way to like fix that. But also at the same time, it just annoys the crap out of me.
It's really sweet because when he's really trying to get her to quit, like they make a deal, like, if I can get you to quit or you're fired before the wedding, like that's
it.
That's it. And it's really sweet because, like, you know, his sister comes in to pick him up to get ready to leave to the countryside for the wedding. And he, like, freaks out. He's like, no, I have to have more time. And she's like, I think your goose is cooked.
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah.
And he's like, I did not lose. And he's, like, freaking out. And, like, she's like, you did. And Lily's like, you did lose. And he's like, no, I didn't. I won. I won you. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he kisses her and stuff. And then, like, he pulls back. And he's like, why can't you let me keep you safe?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my little cold black heart.
Yeah. And so, like, we'll see how far I get. Because, like I said, I feel like this is definitely one that I need to be in a good mindset, like in a different mindset for. So probably after the move, I'll probably revisit it when my brain is not bouncing around in 30 million different directions.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Maybe we'll do like a revisited when I get another couple books in, you know, and just talk more about it. Because, like, honestly, so far I'm liking the series, which I'm shocked. I'm shocked and slightly amazed. So, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if it keeps it up. And we'll go from there. Yeah. So, any final thoughts?
Did I do good? It's a good recommendation.
Yeah, I think it's a good recommendation. We'll see if it continues to be a good recommendation, but so far, it's a good recommendation. All right. Well, that about does it for today's episode. Of course, we want to thank you for coming along as we talked about Belle recommending Storm and Silence to me and just the Storm and Silence series so far as I've read it. Of course, if you like this episode, if you like what you've been listening to, please consider following the podcast and sharing the episode with your friends. Those actions would really help us to grow the show, and we would appreciate it highly. And if not, hey, that's cool too. I get it. You're crazy busy. I am too. I get it. It's fine. Now, what are we going to be talking about next time?
Bookish Confessions.
Oh, okay. That'll be fun. So, we'll see you guys next time then.
Bye.
Bye.